Hello and welcome to this pick a card tarot reading. The question that I've asked the cards today is, where should I be focusing my time and energy? I've got 3 stacks, each one has a different tortoise character. We've got the blue, the crystal and the white. So whichever character you feel drawn to, that is the answer to this question for you. And no matter when you've found this video, it's timeless. So today is the day that you need to hear whatever it is that's going to come out as a message in this reading. So choose yourself a stack. We've got stack 1, stack 2 and stack 3, and all of the timestamps for them will be found in the description box below, so you can jump straight to that part of the video. And if you happen to like the artwork on any of the cards that I've used, information of where you can get them yourself can also be found in the description box. So I'm going to start off with stack 1. Every stack has tarot as well as oracle cards, and I'll move these 2 out of the way for now. I'll start with your tarot cards and then I will use your oracle cards to give further guidance and advice for your message. You need to focus your time and energy on efficiency. So for the tarot, we've got the 8 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, the Hanged Man, the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups. So I'm seeing that you might have recently arrived at the end of a struggle with emotional fulfillment. It feels like you're having a sort of a good work-life balance here. Perhaps some of you were struggling recently with all the commitments in your life, juggling a family and work, or juggling career aspirations with perhaps relationship aspirations. There feels to me very much that you're coming to the end of a struggle, and now is a time to sort of organise and set yourself up for a better optimised way forward. So I think the direction that you need to be putting your energy in at the moment is just staying consistent. Hard work will pay off. You may occasionally feel a bit stuck, so there may be an element of feeling like you perhaps don't always know how to move forward. Perhaps you don't feel efficient in the way that you move forward. So I feel like you need to focus your time and energy on efficiency. That is what I'm seeing for this reading. So it's all about efficiency for you. Now, we've got 2 10s here. So I do feel like you're sort of seeing, you're letting go of any imbalance, and you're seeing now how you're going to be able to move forward with greater efficiency. And I think it's just not blocking off opportunities. With this card here, I'm seeing a sort of procrastination, basically. It feels to me like perhaps you've been inefficient because there's a bit of you that perhaps wants the rewards earlier than they're ready to arrive. So you're trying to force the speed at which to obtain something, and that is making you will not be efficient with your efforts. You're kind of not doing things properly, and you are Although you appear to be working, like what the work that you're doing isn't reaping the rewards that you are wanting. So I think that a really good way perhaps to help you gain efficiency moving forward, where is it you want to be? Think about your journey, think about your goals, think about in 10 years time, where is it that you see yourself? Like, what would you ideally have wanted to achieve in 10 years time? Now it could be a family and children. I'm seeing this more as a work thing. So is it setting up a business? Is it writing a book? Is it starting a YouTube channel? It feels like there's something that you're either in the early stages of, or something that is an idea that you've had, that you've sat on and you've procrastinated from starting it, and you just haven't really got anywhere. So think about in 10 years time, where do you see yourself? Where is it you'd like to be? What would you have liked to have achieved? Write that down and then look at that and think to yourself, how can you achieve that in the next 6 months? So how can you fast track that thing that you're going for? Give yourself a shorter deadline, make yourself more efficient. If you're struggling getting started with something, then have the discipline to just start it. So say to yourself, I'm going to spend 5 minutes today doing that thing. So it could be just writing if you're writing a book. It could be actually turning on your camera to start making a video. It could be planting some seeds if you want to start growing flowers or vegetables or whatever it is. Just I think you need to make an active effort, and sometimes giving yourself saying to yourself you're only going to spend 5 minutes doing it will be enough to get you started on that thing, and then hopefully that will lead to something more prosperous. So efficiency is how you should be spending and focusing your time and energy. You need to really evaluate what you've been doing, why it hasn't been working, and better optimize the way you're approaching things. That's what I'm getting in this message. But let's have a look at the Oracle cards to see, just make sure everything's in shot. If I move these over here, can we still see that? Yes, we can. So I'll now look at the Oracle cards to give further guidance on this message. So we have got the rabbit as your spirit animal. We've got abundance. We have got surrender to the sweetness. Tree wisdom. My fearless freedom lights up the world. When I surrender to my will, to the care of spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. And we have got your hard work is paying off. So yeah, let's put that one there. So here we have the spirit animal of the rabbit. And I'm seeing that as, you know, you're excited about the possibilities. You know within you that there's something special that you need to share with the world, something that you need to get started, something that it's almost like you can see your destination, you just don't know how to get there. And I think that is the feeling that I'm getting here, is that there is something that you can go on to achieve, something within you, and you just need to sort of figure out the efficiency. You need to be very clear in what it is that you're going for, and then focus your energy and your time to get it done. I mean, often people say, I don't have enough time for that, but actually everybody has got enough time for everything they want to do. It's just making the choice of, you know, what is your priority? Where is it that you want to put your time? And often the thing that we think we want to do, we don't prioritize enough with our time. So we feel like there's no time to do it. But actually, if you do want to do it and you have the discipline and the focus, you can find the time to get everything done. So you've also got abundance here. It says, congratulations. It seems you're due for an infinitely big piece of abundance pie. Feel like you don't deserve it? Well, knock it off. It's already plated and ready to hit your table. Reluctant to take it? Shut your hole. Abundance pie is big enough to serve everyone, so get your whipped cream ready, unless you're lactose intolerant, and enjoy your well-deserved metaphorical dessert. So, this is like what I was saying. This has always been here. This abundance that you feel like, perhaps I'm working tirelessly away. Why am I not there yet? I put in all this effort, all this energy. Why am I not achieving this abundance? This abundance is there for the taking. It's about optimizing what you're doing, focusing your energy and your time. Look at what you're doing. Where are you spending the majority of your time at the moment? Are you putting 80% of the time into something that isn't really giving you any of the reward? Often, it's only a small part of what you're doing that yields the greatest results. So say 20% of the work that you're trying to do sometimes will give you 80% of the results. So perhaps you need to sit down and reevaluate where you're focusing your energy and whether that focusing on that specific part of what you're doing is actually yielding you the results. If it's not, if there's something else that is creating some abundance, but you're only spending 10% of your time doing that little side bit of the bigger picture, then perhaps you need to switch up what you're focusing on. And if you focus on this other little part of what you're doing, then maybe that will lead to you finally getting this abundance. So this is here for the taking. Abundance is yours. You just need to figure out a more efficient way of getting there. And like I say, it may just be that you're focusing on the wrong things. So really evaluate what is taking up your time and energy and decide if perhaps it's better placed. It may just be a small adjustment, but that's definitely something I'm feeling is true for some of you. You've also got surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy. Make love to life. So I think this is also a reminder. It feels like you've had quite an amount of emotional fulfillment. You're feeling quite happy within yourself, and they say that happiness breeds success, because if you're happy with what you're doing, if you enjoy the things that you're trying to achieve, then it doesn't really feel like work, and the journey to the abundance is more effortless. So I think this is a reminder to enjoy everything around you, and if you aren't feeling in a flow state yet, if you're not completely happy with what it is you're trying to do, then perhaps try and find a way of making the work, or whatever your goal is, making the journey to that a bit more exciting. How could it be more fun? I think if you find the joy in what you're doing, then you're going to reach this abundance a lot faster. But you've also got your hard work is paying off. So I do think that this patience and consistency, even though perhaps you haven't reached the abundance yet, is paying off. So you just need to keep going, and like I said, just fine tune where your energy is and make sure that your energy is best placed with what you're doing. You've also got tree wisdom. So this tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. So this might be a message to say, keep your ears open at the moment. You may find that news or information that you require comes through audio. Are you listening to any audio books at the moment? Are you out in nature? I'm seeing it as two things. It could be partly to do with grounding yourself, and similar to this card, being with nature, sort of being at peace with what you're doing and really understanding yourself to get this efficiency. Or it could just simply be that you hear something on the radio or in an audiobook that just flicks a switch in your mind, and that leads you to understanding or realizing how you can be more efficient, or how you can achieve what it is that you're going for with greater ease. So I would say, if you feel like you need grounding, get out more in nature. Maybe go for a walk in the park, or if you're able to get to local countryside, go out, be in nature, be by the sea if you can, absorb all of the wonderful things of life itself, and then keep your ears open. When the radio's on, you might hear something. You might hear an inspirational, motivational nugget that you're just like, wow, that is just gonna change the way I approach what I'm trying to do, and it's amazing. And it just sort of, everything clicks into place. You've also got my fearless freedom lights up the world. So I think that that's the thing to remember, is that you're not limited to any way of doing something. You may have been doing something a certain way, and it may not have been working, but you're free to change that plan. You're free to do things the way that you feel works for you. There is no wrong or right way. Everybody's journey is different. So I think that is perhaps saying, don't be scared of perhaps doing something that isn't conventional, that isn't the route that most people take, because perhaps a really different or unusual method is going to yield you the results and work best for you. And this one is just like, attune your energy with the universe and spirit, and surrender to the process, essentially. So trusting that things will unfold and you will reach abundance and everything will be good. Be more efficient, audit what you're doing, but don't question why you're doing it. You know why you're doing it. You've just got to sort of be clear on what it is you're trying to get to. So you know why you're trying to get there, but you just need to have a sort of solid aim. And then once that's all down on paper, you can then direct your time and energy much more efficiently to best achieve those results. So yeah, time and energy, it's all about being efficient here. Being efficient, better optimizing whatever it is you're trying to achieve, however it is you're trying to live your life. I hope you found this helpful. I'm now going to move on to the second stack of cards. Okay, so second stack, if you chose stack number 2, that is what I'm looking at now. This was the clear tortoise. So we're going to look at your tarot cards first, see what the message is for where you should be focusing your time and energy. And then I've also got oracle cards here as well, which we'll use to enhance and give greater insight into that message. You need to move on and put your time and energy into something new. That is what I am seeing here. So for the tarot, you've got the Emperor, you have got the Six of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Tower, the Five of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Mother of Swords. So I see here in the imagery a feeling of you perhaps walking away from or turning your back on something. There is a feeling of maybe jumping ship. Perhaps you feel like you've been putting your time and energy into the wrong thing. This could be a job that has just been feeling really sour. It's turned south and you're just like, this is not serving me anymore. This is doing me no good. I feel awful. It could be your mental health suffering. It could be, I don't know, it could even be something that you'd started that you just think it's not reaping me the rewards. I need to let this go and give up on it and focus my energy somewhere better, somewhere that is going to actually light me up and make me feel positive, like you want to do something fun. It almost feels as if something has just not been fun for you. It has just felt like too much hard work, you're not getting results, and you just feel a little bit rubbish about it all. I also get a sense of you standing your ground, so you're in your power. And it's time for change. You've got the Emperor here, you've got the Tower. There's a feeling of, you've had enough, you've reached breaking point, and you're not broken yet. Like, you've got enough left within you that you know that if you change things now, you are gonna, be much better off. And that could be better off financially, emotionally, it could be mentally, it could literally be in any way possible. I'm getting quite a strong feeling that this is going to benefit you mentally and probably emotionally too, more so than anything else. And how are you going to get through this? How are you going to realise? So what I'm seeing here, I guess, in the Hierophant and the Five of Wands, is that the answer to being able to walk away or realising that things aren't serving you very well, you may find yourself turning to maybe spiritual stuff more. You may be seeing a bigger picture here, and also feeling, understanding the importance of protecting your own energy. Like, we're all made up of energy. You meet those people sometimes that they just suck you of everything positive within you, and you end up feeling empty and chaotic, and you just want to sort of abandon that situation and jump ship. And it feels, some of you, there's a feeling here of being drained. So being drained by a job or a person or an environment, and you're just wanting to escape and get away. So it looks as if your time and energy might be best placed, if you haven't already figured that out, if you haven't already made that step to get away from something or rid yourself of something that just doesn't feel happy or right or positive, that this is the time to do it. There's also, this knowing you have this power within you, everything's going to be okay. You just need to sort of refocus on something new. So to me, this looks as if you've been going down the wrong path, and you might feel like you've gone too far down and it's hard to back out now, but it's not. You can change your mind. There's plenty of your life left to still make a fresh start at something new, to get away from something and to change what you're doing or the way that you're doing it. So this is all telling me that your time and energy is better spent somewhere different to whatever you've been previously doing. You need to move on. That could be out of a relationship, that could be from a toxic environment or a job that was just making you really unhappy. And you have got guidance from perhaps spirituality, maybe even religion. You're sort of, it's that intuitive gut feeling. You're being directed by your spirit guides or whatever you believe in to the thing that's going to serve you better. So there'll be a pull. You'll know. And I feel like you have the power here to get out of your situation and to move on. I'm not seeing how this plays out necessarily, but the message is just that your time and energy isn't being spent on the right thing currently. So you need to move on and put your time and energy into something new. That is what I am seeing here. But let's have a look at your oracle cards to get some greater insight and guidance on this. So we've got the starfish as your spirit animal. We have got engagement. We have got starkeeper. We've got temptation. We've got I choose love no matter what. In stillness I receive. And you are good enough. Okay, so this does give me a little bit of clarity on the situation. Something in your life has been making you feel perhaps that you're not good enough. Perhaps there's been an element of being pushed to the limit, overworked, or giving too much of yourself to someone. You know, that unhappy balance where, like I was saying, people that drain your energy. I feel a lot of you have been give. You haven't really had anything back, and that could be that time and energy put into something work related that you're trying to achieve, and nothing's really coming back. You haven't had the financial gain. You haven't had any sort of positive growth there. It could be a relationship that you've put in all the effort and energy. You're there for that person completely, but in your time of need, when you need some support or assurance in, you know, yourself, they're not there to support you, and so you've got this toxic element to things. And I see the starfish as, well, a starfish is pretty magical, isn't it? I always see starfish as happy. I've got my stars here, so that might mean something. I think that you need to know and believe that you are this star. So you can do it. You can do it. So energy and time. I think perhaps for some of you, there is something that you have always wanted to do, or someone that you've always wanted to ask out. This is something that you've always thought, yeah, I really want to do that, but it feels impossible. You know, why would they like me, or why would they hire me, or, you know, why would people want to listen to me if I made a podcast, or watch my videos if I made videos? But you are this star. This is within you. So I think that whatever is that thing that you just really want to do, you know, it lights you up, it makes you feel joyful. If you could do that for a living, it wouldn't feel like work. It's amazing. This is saying your time and energy, you need to walk away from what's not working, and you need to put your time and energy into that new thing. Don't worry about the outcome, just focus on starting. I think it's all about just starting. You've also got Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. So this may come with any spiritual stuff that you've been looking into, anything that's been maybe meditation, things that are keeping you steady, realising, you know, that you deserve better. So it's, you know, staying grounded in reality, but realising that something that perhaps is an impossible dream isn't as impossible as you think, and you can go for that thing. You've got engagement. It says, today I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I will smell flowers and pet dogs, and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average, and at the most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. So I think that this is essentially, confirming what I was saying. You need to make the conscious choice to move in a better direction. Take on something new, behave in a different way, change the way you're behaving, change the habits that you have. If there's something that you really want to do that you haven't started yet, just set yourself a goal, write it down on paper, give yourself a small amount of time, because big deadlines often make you procrastinate and not get on. So perhaps if there's something that you've been wanting to do, tell yourself that this week you're going to make a podcast, or put a date in the diary. You've got one day, you've booked it off work, or you've got that day free at the weekend, and write down, I will make a video on that day, or I will paint a picture, and stick to it. Hold yourself accountable. If you think that it's something you're going to struggle with, then write out a cheque for £100, give it to your friend, and tell them, if I don't do this thing on that day, you can cash that cheque. And perhaps that'll be enough incentive to make you get on and do it. Now, the other card that you've got here as well is temptation. So it says, are you in denial about an unhealthy habit? Perhaps one that makes you feel guilty. This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever it is, guys. So, similarly, is this feeling you've realised something isn't serving you. It could even be a habit, it could be a temptation, it could be perhaps you've been gambling or you've been over drinking and it's burning a hole in your pocket because it's costing you money, it's an unhealthy behaviour, it's not doing you any favours. Your energy and time is not best placed doing that activity, so now might be the time to refocus that energy and drop it into something much more positive and productive. The temptation could also be in a relationship, for example, or a place of work, and perhaps you want to get away. You know that you'd be better off without it, but you feel this guilt that you can't. You feel like, well, what would they do without me? I feel like I have to stay. You don't have to stay. You can make a change for the better, and I see that you don't need this other thing. You are good enough. So you don't need to feel like somebody else validates you or having a certain job title makes you the person that you are, because everything you need is within you. So I think it's a case of redirecting your time and energy, realising that you need to focus on something new and see and believe in whatever is within inside you that you really want to do. Just get started. I think that's what it's all about. So I hope you found this message helpful. I'm now going to go on to stack 3. And if this didn't resonate, then you may want to try picking a different stack to see if one of those resonates better. Okay, so we're now on to stack 3. So if you picked this little character, then this reading is for you. So here I have got some tarot cards as well as oracle cards. We're going to look at the tarot first to get the initial message, and then I'm going to use the oracle to enhance and give some greater advice and insight. You just need to be more conscious of your own energy and protect that. You know, energy is such a incredibly important thing. So you've got the Ace of Pentacles, you've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Moon, Strength, Ten of Wands, Nine of Wands, and the Five of Swords. So I feel like energetically, you may have been feeling recently a bit disheartened with the results of your labour. Perhaps you haven't really seen the gains that you might have been expecting. There also might be a little bit of doubt in your mind about your own abilities. Perhaps some of you might feel like your energy and your time is just, you don't see the point anymore, you feel like giving up. But there is a silver lining to this, because I'm seeing this is like almost to me like the hand of God is saying, no, look, there's this opportunity. You can achieve everything that you have got your heart set on. So I'm feeling like you're going to find peace and grounding in something sort of spiritual maybe. You may find that believing in something that extends further than the 3D, so trusting in spirit guides, or the fact that the universe has your back and that everything will happen as it happens, like when it's meant to happen, and just trust the process, that by having that faith, the steps, the path is suddenly there, and you see how to complete this cycle and get to where it is that you want to go. It's not as impossible as you may think. You may have just hit a hurdle, and actually there is this different perspective. That's why it's so this different way of seeing the situation, seeing what it is that you're trying to do. Like the moon illuminates things that were once hidden, and you do have this strength to still see through, see your plan through. So whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, everything that you need to do that is within you, and something is gonna click and show you, and you're gonna have this faith that you can do it. So I think if you're not already in a place of trusting the universe, perhaps believing in otherworldly things, and the fact that all the energy that you need is within you, and you were put on the earth for a purpose, and some of you may not know what that purpose is yet. You may still be trying to figure things out. Perhaps you thought you knew, and actually it hasn't led to where you thought. It hasn't given you the results you were hoping for, but something suddenly sheds a light and wakes you up to this other way of seeing things. And so do a bit of research on spirituality. Maybe it's sitting with yourself, maybe doing a bit of meditation. Be with your own thoughts and open yourself up to experiencing things that perhaps aren't as literal as the 3D world. You may get drawn into or pulled towards something and not know why. You may have incredible intuition, but you've just never really understood it, and you've never listened to it. If you feel drawn to something, no matter how weird it might seem, that could be the answer to solving whatever it is that hasn't been working. So I think that, especially if you have been feeling disheartened with your progress, it could be a relationship. I feel like most of you, this is sort of more of a, in fact, self-development. I'm getting that too. So it could be that you've been beating yourself up a bit about the way that you approach life. Maybe it could be sometimes you get stuck up in your head, and you let your negativity and bad thoughts pull you down, and perhaps there's this feeling that you have tried your hardest and it hasn't worked, so you should just give up, because why should you deserve that job or that relationship, or whatever it is that you're going for. But I think actually it's just that it's almost like you're leaching your energy. It's like you have a leak. So I think that this spiritual, outer worldly trust is going to help you plug that hole. It's a sort of some of you, it feels like you may have lost faith in yourself, and you refine that faith in yourself by an outside faith, if that makes sense. So I often light white sage to protect my own energy field. Sometimes I'm quite empathetic, and I will, well, I'll take on other people's energies, and it's not always positive, but also I feel like in situations where I'm giving a lot of myself, I can feel quite drained and then empty, and it almost feels like you've got this emptiness, and whether that's from just you not putting your time and energy into the right thing, or it could be a situation like me where someone around you, you've been trying to help, or you've been supporting, and they may be doing really well now, but you've been suffering because you've given a lot of your power to this other thing that is really not benefiting you. So it could be that you just need to be more conscious of your own energy and protect that. You know, energy is such a incredibly important thing, and it's actually quite sensitive as well. So really think about who you're surrounding yourself with and the content that you're absorbing. If you're feeling in a bad place and you're feeling like negative and that things aren't working, then actively look at what you're doing. If you're consuming too much news, for example, shut it off. You know, get your updates now and then, but don't pull your energy down by absorbing loads of that. If it's that perhaps you're on your phone, you've got your phone, it's taking up so much of your time just scrolling on Instagram, Twitter, maybe you're consuming far too many YouTube videos. I mean, some YouTube videos are helpful. You might see something and get the message you wanted, but if you're constantly, like, for example, watching tarot readings, looking for answers, and you just spend like hours and hours of every day just like hoping that something's gonna find you the answer, you may find that the answer's actually within yourself. So it could be this state of needing to sit within yourself, within your thoughts, really evaluate and meditate on the things that you're trying to do, and trust in the process, you know, that the universe has given you everything that you need to get to where you want to be. You have the strength to do this, and if you just trust in yourself and put your energy and time into protecting yourself, then this is a great opportunity for a new beginning and for having huge success on your path ahead. So let's look at the oracle cards now to get some further guidance. So you've got, I love this, you've got the zebra, that's your spirit animal. You have got get centered. You have got star family, wait for winter. I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. You've got I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me, and you've got luck is on your side. So, this is literally exactly what I was just saying. This is you, the zebra. Zebras are cool, zebras are special, and look at this triangle within the mind. I'm seeing as just what I was saying, you know, the power is within you, the strength is within you. This is essentially your energy. Protect that energy. It's special. Don't leave it exposed. Don't give away all of the incredible stuff within you, you know. Protect that, and I think that that's going to be really helpful. So be a zebra and put your time and energy into yourself. That's essentially what I'm getting. It's your time and energy needs to be it needs to be on you. So whether that is like meditating, it's exactly, look, get centered. When it gets to be too much, whatever it is, I close my eyes and return to my center. In my center, I have the wisdom and tranquility of, I don't know, a zebra, holding a magical item, a pentacle, floating through space on a bow and arrow. I don't know. It's got to fill in the gaps here. But basically it's saying get centered. It's saying, you know, recalibrate yourself, meditate, be at peace with yourself, spirituality, whatever it is. That is what I'm seeing here. Your time and energy needs to be spent on you. You need to reclaim your time and energy. Star family, you're part of a team of souls. Call in support. So if you're struggling, if you are feeling lost, if you are feeling like you can't achieve the things you want to, if perhaps you're just having trouble grounding yourself, call in on those around you. Talk about it. Talk it through with other people. If there's something troubling you, if there's something that if you feel disheartened, like if you feel you're not good enough or you can't do the things, talk to somebody that you know loves and cares about you. I'm sure there's someone in your life that you can think of, whoever's just popped into your head. Have a coffee, socially distanced if you're in a place in the world where we can't meet up regularly yet. And I think, that can help with the process of just reclaiming your energy. Maybe you just need somebody else's opinion on how I don't know, perhaps how toxic something has been. You've also got luckies on your side, so I think what this is saying, just like I was saying earlier, everything is within you, the opportunities are there, you can start something new. Trust that you've got this, the universe is going to direct you in the right way, because luck is on your side and everything. You've also got a find deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. So you may have been feeling disheartened. It's been discomforting. You haven't been in the energy that you'd hoped or wanted to be in. But that is going to expand you. It's going to make you a better person. And so embrace it. Embrace the discomfort. Figure it out. Why are you feeling a certain way? Really be truthful with yourself and move through it. And that might help you. You've also got Wait for Winter. During the colder months, the Fairy Queen of Winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. So perhaps you need to put all of this time and energy right now into yourself and developing yourself, and that's going to better position you to reap rewards later down the line. So maybe perhaps in winter, later in the year, things suddenly start making more sense, and all of the energy and work and time that you've put into yourself really starts to pay off, and you feel much better about yourself and what you're doing, and everything is just looking good. You've also got I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. So this is exactly what I was saying about being in tune with spirituality, with things that are bigger and greater than the 3D world itself. Just like coming and watching this tarot reading, or researching and looking into other spiritual things, sitting with yourself in meditation, trusting your gut instinct. If you slow down, be at peace with yourself, and really listen to your intuition and the things you're being drawn to and the way that you're being guided, then that is probably going to be the best thing for you. So essentially, your time and energy needs to be spent on you. That is where you need to place your time and energy. Don't feel selfish doing that. It's incredibly important. Get yourself centered, and you're going to be on track to achieve anything and everything that you've desired, because you have the strength within you, and you've got a brand new opportunity here that is being divinely given to you. So I hope you found this helpful. If this message didn't resonate, feel free to click on one of the other stacks of cards. I'm going to try and do these pick a mix. That's my channel name. I'm going to try and do these pick a card readings every now and again. So do subscribe if you like the way I read, and I'll catch you again in the next one.